So you want to be able to do this, this, and this with your heels down. Here's how. The reason that you cannot bring your heel down in these squatting positions is because you either have a very tight calf and Achilles situation going on, or lack of ankle mobility, or tightness in the hip. The main thing that I need you guys to understand is that you cannot just work one area and expect it to drastically improve or to give you the full range of motion possible for your body. We are interconnected. Our back muscles are connected to our hamstrings, and our hamstrings are connected to our calves, and our calves are connected to our feet. So you need to understand that this is a holistic effort. But with this class, I'm going to show you how you can increase the range of motion in your ankles, lengthen the calf and Achilles area. But I do recommend for you to do posterior chain classes. I'm going to link 2 below that I think you should pair with this class so that you can really get the best results. Another thing, if you are extremely tight or your balance is like way off right now, you're still working on it, have a wall nearby. A lot of these movements you can hold onto a wall, it'll make it a little bit more accessible. You could also utilize like a couch behind you and hold on. I may do that intermittently. But let's go ahead and get started. So you guys know that I always talk about the importance of strengthening the surrounding muscles when you are wanting to increase the range of motion or lengthen the muscles in an area, because flexibility is a nervous system issue. If you have weak muscles, the muscles surrounding the joints are going to tighten to protect the joints. So this is very, very much the case with our ankles. So our hips is another big area this happens, but the ankles, massive, massive problem. We're going to incorporate strength, lengthening, and lubrication of the ankle joint, and then also stretches of this posterior chain along the leg into the calf. All right, so the first movement that we're going to do, and I recommend for you to start with 10 of these and over time work your way to 40 per day. Yes, 40 per day. It's going to burn. So while your kettle is boiling, the coffee is brewing, whatever, lift your heels up, stand on your toes. Feel free to hold onto a wall, hold onto something, and then come back down. These are called releves. This is an amazing exercise to strengthen the muscles surrounding that ankle joint, and just 40 of these per day is going to completely transform your ankle flexibility. So like I said though, start off with 10. Work your way up, maybe do 10 the first week. If you can do that easily, go to 20 and then move on from there. But if your 10 is like a struggle, just keep it until it feels easier. So once you've done 10, bring one heel down, lift the other one even higher. So it's almost like you're really pulling the back of your ankle up, 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 coming onto the tippy toes, also stretching the foot there, and then switch. So do another 10 of these. And like I said, work your way up to 40. So then you're doing 80 different releve types. I also want this to be more precise. So you're really focusing on lifting the heels and then stretching the foot. So we've probably done about 10 of these as well. So just continue to work your way up. Now, I hope you can see me. I'm trying to stay in frame here. Now we're going to play around with increasing ankle mobility in a mini squat. So come up to a nice solid standing position. Your feet are directly beneath your hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend the knees, send the tailbone back. So we're really trying to increase the range of motion here by practicing. And this is also going to strengthen the entire posterior chain. So just mini squats here. We're not going all the way down. We want to start in these beginning positions. And this is also a great warm up. So I do this as well. Like I said, fit it into your schedule. These are the ways that you can actually increase your mobility and flexibility. If you limit yourself to only doing these movements when you work out, you're going to be missing out. Why not do it as much as you can? Lift back up, inhale. As you exhale, tuck your chin in and start to roll all the way down. Bend the knees Allow a lot of lengthening to happen in the back of the hamstrings, and you should feel it kind of all the way down, especially if you tip your tailbone up. But bend your knees as much as you need, and then you'll lift back up, round the spine, come all the way back up. So we need to release the entire posterior chain if we want to increase that range of motion, especially in the calf area. So I recommend at least 5 reps, but maybe you can go to 8 to 10. Just on a daily basis. This is also just nice to do when you wake up in the morning. Get rid of some of that tightness and stiffness that happens after sleeping. Last one, let's move on. All right, so we're gonna get into some of the deep tissue stretching now. Step your right foot forward and then your left foot back slightly. Lift your toes towards your face. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bend the left knee as you send your weight back. So you've got a nice straight spine. You're sending your tailbone back and you're going to feel a really, really deep stretch here. So feel free to stay all the way here. Bend that knee until you feel the stretch, totally fine. But again, we want to get into the deep tissue stretch here and really lengthen these muscles. And make sure that you're drawing your toes towards your face as much as you can. Exhale, lift. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, lift. Come forward. Exhale, lift. 2 more. Come forward. And lift. Forward. Lift up. Let's do the other side. Left foot steps forward. You're going to lift your left toes towards your face. Bend that right knee as you lean forward, sending the tailbone back. Lift up. Inhale as you lean forward. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale. And then come up, slide that left foot back up. All right, let's come down to the floor. So we're standing on our knees now. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Getting that parasympathetic nervous system activated again. Step that right foot forward. Now, we are going to come into a low lunge, and feel free to pop something soft underneath your knee if this is feeling a little bit sore. Now, usually when I am telling you to do a low lunge, I'm telling you to tuck in the tailbone here and lift up so that we can feel the stretch in the front of that left hip if you have the right leg in front of you. But for the purpose of this stretch, because we're going to be working on ankle mobility, we actually just want to come all the way down, and you can feel free to actually reach for the ground. If you have blocks or something like that to bring the ground closer to you, that works too. But we really just want to work on this ankle mobility. So coming down like this and then lifting back up just to build strength. And then, like I said, you can really pop anything underneath your knees just to soften that a little bit. I know it can be quite harsh. So coming all the way down here, we're trying to work on that mobility. Even if you want to bring that ankle in a little bit and then lifting back up, you could come down without touching the floor. But we want to create a lot of movement here so that we can work on strengthening the surrounding muscles along with lengthening all around here. Let's do 3 more. And 1. All right, let's switch. Okay, almost toppled over. So we're gonna come forward. We're not worrying about tucking in the pelvis. We could grab for the ground. You can even have your hand on top of your knee if that helps to create that motion. And we're gonna change it up a little bit and do the same movement kind of in a different way. So if this feels very intense for you, maybe the second option is going to feel a little better. Let's do 2 more here. Okay, so now face the front of the room so that you can place your knees in the middle of the mat. You're going to bring your right leg out to the side, and we're going to do a side lunge and work on that ankle mobility in the same way. So you've got your bottom leg parallel the opposite leg, which we're doing the right leg first, is out to the side. Nice long spine, lift through the chest, inhale. As you exhale, you can place your hands on your hips here. We're gonna lean over towards that leg. Now you're gonna feel a deep stretch here, so if you've got a lot of tightness here, it may feel like you can't even get into the ankle, but here's the thing, you need to loosen up your hips so that we can go down that chain. If you have tight hips, it's gonna be holding on, your body's gonna be holding on really tight, so you wanna be loosening this area as well. So a lot of lubrication going on here and coming into that ankle and then lifting up. Let's do 4 more. Should feel good. And 1, let's switch. Deep breath in. Exhale, let's come down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. 3 more. 2. And 1. Bring that knee back in. Let's come to sit. We can actually leave the softness here. Whatever you have, you can sit on it still. And I want you to tuck your toes and sit on your feet. Now, if this is too much, that's fine. Come up, deep breath in. Exhale, let's try to lean back. Try to bring your bum down to your ankles. So if you can't sit on your ankles, just work your way down. We're gonna take 3 deep breaths here. With each exhalation, can you go deeper? Deep breath in. Exhale. If you're already on the ground, it's fine. Just stay where you are. Deep breath in. And exhale. 1 more breath. And exhale. Now, lift back up. You're gonna untuck your toes. We're gonna lean back, come to sit down again. And if you're feeling that stretch in the knees, that also means you need to be working on that, right? So you need to be practicing this as well. So you may be noticing that you're feeling tightness and tension. We're gonna tuck and then untuck a few times. So just continue to do that as I talk. You're going to notice that you're going to feel tightness and other sensations in other areas, and you're like, well, I thought I wanted to be working on my ankles in this position. But if you have a limitation, that means that you need to be working on that. You need to be doing those movements so that you can get into that stretch. Like I said, it's a holistic effort. You can't expect to only work on one area of the body and then be done, right? It needs to be an entire body experience. Last one. And untuck. Okay. So we're going to play around a little bit with a front foot stretch, but if this just feels impossible for you, it's okay, skip this one. Maybe give it a go. I will show you some progressions, but I know that this stretch is a little bit too much for people. So lean forward. We're still sitting on our knees, and if you're all the way up, that's totally okay. So your feet are totally untucked. They're just resting on the ground. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, as if we're doing a down dog, you're going to start to lift your bum up, but you're going to keep your toes untucked, and you're going to push back until you feel a stretch in the front of your feet. And you can keep your knees bent as much as you need, but if this feels like too much, don't worry too much about doing this. You can also try leaning back and see what happens. So that'll do a similar stretch, but let's do just a 3-second hold here for those that can. And if you can't lift your bum all the way up, you could also just try like a half lift. Okay, let's do 3 breaths. Deep breath in and exhale. Deep breath in and exhale. Last one and exhale. Okay, bring your legs back down. So tough, especially these areas that we never ever stretch, and your foot's also mostly in that flexion position, so that means that the top muscles of your feet are usually in a shortened position, so when you lengthen them, it's like oh my gosh, that's a lot. So just keeping that in mind. A good way, an alternative to that one, is you can just stand and flip your feet over and then do that same sort of stretch. Okay. Next, we're going to do a down dog. Down dog is amazing for lengthening the calf muscles. So, especially the way that I'm going to show you. So, let's come to all fours. Tuck the toes, send your hips up and back. We're in a down dog, your knees are bent. Tailbone up towards the sky, nice straight spine. Send one heel down and then push back towards your heel. Deep breath in and exhale. Look how we're also practicing some ankle mobility here. Switch. Deep breath in and exhale. Let's switch. One more time on both sides. Just breathing in this position. All right, lift up. So you're on your tippy toes now. Try to keep a nice straight spine. We kind of tend to round here as soon as we do that. So nice straight spine and then draw both heels down. Remember, you can keep the knees bent. You can also straighten them as you lift and then bend them as you come down. Just make it work for your body. We're really just focusing on the ankles here. So lifting up onto the tippy toes and then bringing those heels down. Lift up and down, up and down. Let's do 3 more. 2, 1, bring the knees down. We have 2 more movements and then we're done. So come to sit on your bum. Again, you could bring something soft and pop it under your bum. You could also bring some blocks underneath your bum here too. And flex your feet a lot, so much so that I kind of want them to lift off the ground. But if you're flexing as much as you can, they're not lifting off, that's okay. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Nice long line. And also, by the way, you can also have your knees bent and do this as well. And you can continue to keep the knees bent as we point and flex, which is what we're going into. So inhale, exhale, point the feet, and then lift them back up. So toes flex towards your face and point. Flex, point, flex, point. 5, so hard. 4, 3, 2, 1, alternate. Right foot down, left, right, left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Guys, I have so many other methods as well for increasing the range of motion in your ankles and also lengthening the calves that utilize like the wall and a strap or a resistance band. But today I kind of just wanted to go through some of those basic ones for you so that you could start getting on that journey of loosening up this area. Reminder to check out those videos in the description, or maybe I can add them. I have never tried that, or at the end of the video I can add them so you can just pop a click on one so that you can get a good routine going, because like I said, you need to be doing all of those movements so you can actually get the full range of motion and get the full benefits. If this helped you at all, please do like this video. Also comment below how this was for you, any challenges you had, and I always answer all of the comments. Everybody is different and everybody has kind of different reactions to certain exercises, so I want to help you individually. Otherwise, thank you so much for taking this time for yourself and joining me today. I will see you in the next one.